Watches, Part 2, The Armybrats. This is the sequel to Watches. Written by Rich King. Narrated by Rich King.
Puddles of your blood will stain the beaches and splotches, for I am your worst nightmare. Watches, watches, watches!
Every minute, the horrifying thoughts of the demented deliveryman, a.k.a. Stanley Watches Markesan, or whoever, or whatever the thing was, continued to chip cells away from their minds. It gave them inexplicable feelings not found on any emoji flipboard, feelings of trust being curtailed. Most importantly, they were unaware whom to depend on when their minds were boggled with fear. The fear besieged all hope that was like a single bubble in a vein, an embolization. The vicious cycle curtailed their better judgment like a cancerous tumor under chemical irradiation. One small cut could penetrate their hearts. Either end of the spectrum introduced possible death in this labyrinth of a Pac-Man ghost hunt. Fear pressed heavily upon them, the fear of not knowing what was behind them, beside them, or in front of them, watching from beyond or within the shadows. It surrounded them. He lurked and waited. He waited and watched. He watched from the dark, and he watched with his good eye, for he was Watches, Watches, Watches. Chapter 1. The Cleanup. Smoke twirled between families gathered in the parking lot. Stretchers were lined up along one end of the lot. On them were bodies covered with sheets. Shadows outlined the humps in the fabric. They were being loaded into a couple of white vans that had 2 tiers, so they could be stacked tight and kept cool, 6 per truck. An ambulance and 2 paramedics were still on the scene. Firefighters were loading equipment into their trucks. The rest of the parking lot was empty, except for one lonely UPS truck. Most of the tourists had either gone home or to a bar to get plastered and forget the day's dealings. 2 men from the morgue were loading the bodies into the vans. They finished sliding one in, spun around for the next one, and repeated the motion. It didn't take long to fill them. They would have to return with one of the vans to collect the last 5 bodies. After they finished loading, they left for the Iowa County Medical Examiner and Coroner's office. Back inside the House on the Rock Museum, it remained quiet. The power was out. It was close to 2100 hours, so it was also dark, except for emergency lighting in a few areas. A few police officers still swept areas with flashlights trying to locate any other possible survivors. It appeared as if a war had been staged there. Many priceless artifacts were riddled with bullet holes. The walkway carpeting was bloody and shredded. Glass display cabinets were shattered. Items were overturned. The main entrances, including the catwalk as well as the room that never ended, otherwise known as the Infinity Room, were gone, obliterated. The police officers tossed objects aside as they searched through the wreckage. A few firemen worked alongside them. All the fires had been contained, but the smoke was still thick in some areas. "Dodgeville Fire Department, call out!" one firefighter said while checking through overturned artifacts and rubble. SWAT personnel exited as the firemen and police officers continued searching for signs of life. Back in Verona, Wisconsin, the Emerson family had returned from the House on the Rock. They dropped their friends off, Jake Carson and his son, Pete. The Emersons had taken them to the House on the Rock to get away from reality for a while. Unfortunately, all they had received was a reminder that no one was safe anywhere. Mark Emerson, a police officer, put the car in park. The Emerson boys were in the car as well. Billy sat on the bench seat between his mom and dad. Danny sat in the back seat next to Pete. "Thank you for a fun time, Mr. Emerson," Pete said. Jake echoed his gratefulness. "Well, it was supposed to be a fun, relaxing family time."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?